Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Make Our World Your Runway. Now, as I always say, this show is about modeling, pageantry, fashion, business, and the entertainment industry. But you may have noticed that in the last couple of weeks, we've added some beauty tips. Well, today we are going to take Make Our World Your Runway right into the beauty world. We've got a fabulous guest. She has an amazing product, and it's not only fun to look at, but we are going to give you the facts on how to protect your face, your body. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But before we bring her on, I always have a few announcements that I would like to make. And if you do want to see all our shows from Make Our World Your Runway and even success stories that takes place every Monday, you must subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel. This way you can see everything about our guests, and you can also follow the success stories from the Global Trade Chamber, which features women from the world of business to community service. Absolutely some fabulous stories. And also, it's on Amazon, Volume 2, The Most 100 Successful Women in Business. Now, their motto this year was From Scratch to Success. That book is fabulous. You have to read it. The women in those books are absolutely amazing. And why it was called From Scratch to Success is because you had women that were from humble beginnings, that even had tragedies that just turned their lives around, became multimillionaires, successful. I can't say enough about it. So definitely go to Amazon. You can order Volume 1 and Volume 2. As I said, it was called From Scratch to Success. And as always, you definitely want to look at the Global Trade Chamber website and www.100.swb.com. That's 100 Successful Women in Business. This year, we are going to circle the globe from India to the Philippines to Miami to Puerto Rico. 100 Successful Women in Business will be all over to honor women again for their accomplishments and their community service. So definitely check out the website, because you will be able to see where our next stop is going to be. And I know the first one for 2023 is going to be in Miami, DoubleTree Hotel, 100 Successful Women Roadshow. So if you're in our area, that is a show you do not want to miss. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give you a little bit of a bio, on our guest. She is the sole founder and CEO of Ice Cream Sunscreen. I love that, Ice Cream Sunscreen. Wait till you see the product. It's amazing. And she founded the company at the beginning of 2021 and officially launched these amazing products at the beginning of 2022. And since the inception of Ice Cream Sunscreen, which was 10 months ago, she has been able to hold down almost 50 storefront locations within South Florida. That's amazing. The United States and Bahamas, as well as maintain an e-commerce division. And as a single mother of two, living in South Florida, she wanted to create a fun, playful brand that not only creates the case of applying sun protective products, but also educates the awareness and the importance of wearing sunscreen daily. And as most of you know, I was in the cosmetic business for over 27 years. That's something I highly believe in. So we're going to talk about that today. Now, the line does consist of water-resistant sunscreens and SPF-infused lip balms in an array of scents. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce to you the founder and CEO of this wonderful product, Melissa Juried Kriebel. Melissa, welcome to Make Our World Your Runway.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
I am good. I am so excited to have you on the show because I feel
I'm
like
excited to be here.
thank you. Because I feel like I'm right back in the cosmetic industry and I could talk about something that I know the world about. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I mean, you developed this product. I mean, just to call it ice cream sunscreen. What made you come up with that theme and that idea and the fact that it's in like an ice cream cone? I mean, that's a visionary.
Yeah, so sunscreen's very important to wear on a daily basis. A lot of people don't understand the urgency of that. Most people use it as a convenience factor on sporadic days if they're at the beach, pool, vacation. But
Right.
even then, it feels more like a task to put it on. Even more so to reapply every 80 minutes to 2 hours. So I wanted to come up with a brand that, is playful and fun to make you want to put it on every single day. Something that can be used by the entire family. Also, that will help apply to children. Because children, as most of us know, it's not the easiest task to put sunscreen on them. It becomes very aggravating, not only for the child, but the parent applying. So I just wanted to come up with a brand that I think would be good for all ages across the board, and that would make people want to use on a daily basis. So I thought of the
Exactly.
name ice cream. Yeah. I mean, you think of the sun, right? You think of heat, you think of ice cream. You want to have something cool to cool down from the heat. So it kind of goes
Right.
hand in hand with the sunscreen. So
It,
that's pretty
it
much how I
does.
came up with the name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
So
definitely when I looked at that, I said, "Oh my God," I said, "She's a visionary." And you want to know something with the way you came up with that and you thought about it. Sunscreen, ice cream, people eat ice cream in the sun. I mean, you go
mhm,
to the beach, especially in New Jersey where I grew up. There
mhm,
was one ice cream stand after another on the beach, okay? And if you went to
absolutely.
the boardwalk, it was like every other store, okay?
Yep.
So that was great. And there's one thing I always learned in the cosmetic industry and you did something that was very unique, is the fact that packaging says it all. If you have an idea, okay, and even if the name is not, and I have found this with some cosmetics, not particularly yours, but some cosmetics didn't have the greatest names. But if that packaging just played on the senses of people, that was 100% that product would sell. Okay. I worked for Lancome for years. And just the
Mhm.
fact that it was French and we used to play the French music and the Eiffel Tower, it was, people would look at it. It was visual. So what you've done is going to attract more people to that sunscreen product than I think any product that's on the market today.
I sure hope so, and I appreciate that. I have gotten quite good feedback as far as the packaging is concerned. I wanted it again to be playful and friendly, as the brand is, but it also plays into the actual product inside the packaging. It's a
Right.
very light weight type of a product. It glides on smoothly. It's seamless. Once it dries, you virtually forget you even have it on. However, it's still protecting you. And then if you want to dabble into the aroma of it, it is ice cream sunscreen. So our array of scents, it's a playoff of scents of ice cream. So right now we have vanilla, chocolate, tropical, and then of course original for those that just don't want scent. Um, the packaging, again, it coincides with the actual product, in a sense that it's just playful and fun. And I think that everybody will gravitate towards that because life is difficult for everybody as it is. So why not find something that'll help you, on a daily basis, and just bring like light and fun to your life.
Exactly. And as things have evolved, and one of the things I used to tell my clients when I worked in the cosmetic industry,
Mhm.
I mean, we had a lot of different moisturizers, but as the years went on, you started to see moisturizers with SPF this, SPF 8, SPF 15, SPF 20. Now, one of the things that I discovered, and this was very strange. As you can tell, I'm very fair. So all I have to do is hang my arm out the window of a car and I'm going to burn. All right. My husband will burn for maybe 10 minutes and then he gets this glowing tan. I hate
Right.
him. Okay. But now, even if I put an SPF of 6 or an 8, I won't burn. I will tan. But I found sometimes, because it is chemical on chemical, and I don't think your product is that way. One time I used a very high SPF and I still burnt. Okay. Because I have a lot of allergies.
Mhm.
So I have to be very careful. And I love to walk and I love to run, but I have to be careful going out in the sun. It's just because my skin is so light. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's just me. Some people burn. But till this day, I use a moisturizer with an SPF. And I used
Hmm.
to tell my clients that you're still going to get the benefit. You can still use your serum, use a moisturizer with an SPF. And remember, foundation is the final part of skincare. Now your face is going to be totally protected. You want to go outside? You've got no problem. And especially people that are traveling like to the Bahamas or to the islands, you're near that equator. That sun is even stronger. Now you're getting
Hmm.
100% UVA rays. So
Correct.
having a product like yours is very important because how many people got cancer, never used any protection at all? Okay.
Hmm.
Or the other thing, which a lot of people got very misconstrued about, going, getting, going to the spas, okay, and trying to get a suntan that way. That's just as bad because now you've got that UVA and UVB rays,
Yep.
okay? So, and a lot of people did. I know today now when you're going to go in one of those, you're going to,
Artificial sun is just as bad as the natural rays. Listen,
or
we
so.
do need vitamin D regardless, but let's do it in a way to where we're still protecting our skin to get that
E-
vitamin D from the sun.
Exactly.
So yeah, our products, they'll block up to 97% of the rays. You'll never find a sunscreen on the market that will block up to 100%. That's just non-existent.
Right.
Nothing's 100% foolproof. But we're happy to say that our products will, in fact, block up to 97% of the rays. What our product differentiates from is the fact that a lot of the other brands have an upwards of 4 to 7 active ingredients. Our particular sunscreen only holds 2 active ingredients. So it's doing the job, but yet you're putting less chemical on your body. Our products also are reef friendly, sulfite free, paraben free, animal cruelty free, which is very important. As I mentioned before, made for all ages. And the great thing about it is you can use it on your face as well as your body. So we also do pride ourselves in the fact that it is a moisturizer because of the fact that it's so lightweight. So you can use it under your makeup on a daily basis or on top of your makeup if you already have it on and you need to apply because again, you're at the beach or pool, barbecue, wherever you may be. Um, and it is another factor. Of course, cancer is definitely one of the top reasons to apply sunblock on a daily basis. But
Right.
for anti-aging too, for
No,
wrinkles.
no, you just mentioned it.
Absolutely. Yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll show you our packaging and our bottle. So this is
Oh,
a
yeah. Oh,
vanilla.
I love it. You just mentioned something. You just made my day. Anti-aging. You know what? All the years I've been in the cosmetic business, I forgot about that. As I'm getting older, I realized, show that again. I love that packaging.
Thank you. So this is ice cream sunscreen. This is our
That's
vanilla
great.
scented. It's SPF 30. I do dabble in the SPF factor. So right now this is a 30. A lot of people think that they need a 50 or even a 75.
Thank
So
you.
if you were to jump an SPF 30 up to a 50, you're looking at possibly a 1% increase in blockage
Exactly.
from the rays. However, you're putting
Right.
more chemical in your body. So there's pros and cons. Are you willing to take that risk of putting more chemical, synthetic chemical on your body just to possibly get a 1% increase? Probably not. So your best bet is to go with a 30. It's giving enough blockage as long as you reapply every 80 minutes as all sunscreens you're supposed to, and any
Right.
type of water play or sweat, you should be fine. Um, but again, as we were mentioning from the makeup industry, as far as a daily moisturizer, anti-aging, it does it all. So as long
Exactly.
as, yeah,
Yeah, that's like a one-stop shop. And I'm so
yeah,
glad you mentioned that because, you know, like I said, being in that business for years, and it's funny because my high school just had a class reunion, and they actually did it virtually. Okay, and they're looking at me and saying, "How many facelifts have you had?" I said, "None." Are you sure? I said, "None." About Botox, I said, "None." I said, "Look," I said, even being in that industry, I knew the do's and the don'ts.
hmm
Okay, and I used to get clients that would come into me and they would get Botox. And you know what? After a few years, this is what you started to see. Say,
hmm
I said, the
hmm
only way I believe in something like that is God forbid you're in a car accident or you're in a major accident, you get burnt, and you've got to have plastic surgery, and you want to get your skin back. Now you're under a doctor's care. That's something different. But you've done a lot of research, which is something that I admire, and I'll tell you why. When I worked in New York City, I did a lot of research on products because I had people that came in, and like myself, that had certain illnesses or had cancer. And what a lot of people don't know is that the first 5 ingredients in a product are the ones that are most prevalent. Okay. Now, I made a mistake, going back a few years ago. Lancome came out with a new moisturizer. It was great, but I was wondering why I was breaking out from it. I said, this is unusual. Well, I'm going to blame myself. Stupid me. I didn't realize mineral oil was the 5th ingredient on the top. I'm allergic to mineral oil. Once I stopped it, that little rash that I had went away. So even if you're on certain medication, like I'm on a blood thinner, I will look at a product and say, wait a minute, that might counteract with the medicine that I'm taking. So, when people go to the store and they buy something, if that person behind the counter is not educated, you could be selling them the wrong product, and it could be
Absolutely.
detrimental. And now they're running to a dermatologist because now they're blaming the product. And I say, all right, you blame the product, but you can also blame the person that sold it to you if they don't really have that knowledge. And what I like about you, because I feel like I'm talking to an extreme pro, which I love, you have done a lot of research and your product knowledge is impeccable. So this product should be a #1 seller.
Thank you. So, to touch on that, as far as who can use it, what skin types, different types of illnesses that people may have, because of the fact that it only holds 2 active ingredients, it is able be you can use it on sensitive skin, acne-prone skin, anybody that has a skin disorder. The
Right.
only thing that we recommend is if you have a baby 6 months or under, of course, consult your pediatrician, which is the norm with literally any product on the market. But it is light enough to use on your face and your body, regardless of your skin complexion, your skin type, sensitive skin, across the board for everybody. Um, it's just an overall great product.
It is. I mean, like I said, what you've done with, just these products alone is absolutely fabulous. I mean, the fact that it only has, like you said, everybody can use it because it only has 2 ingredients in there, which is absolutely fantastic.
Active
And you also
ingredients,
touched,
correct.
yeah, you
Mhm.
also touched on another subject, which I had a little bit of an encounter for, is the sun with vitamin D. Now, we all know we need the sun because that's the best way to get the vitamin D, but you have to
Correct.
know how to do it. Okay. Um, going through menopause a few years ago, they found out that my vitamin D was a little low, and I'm an exercise nut. Okay. So
Mhm.
when you don't want, when you want to find me or you don't know where to find me, go to the gym. That's where
Go to
you'll
the
find me.
gym.
I
That's a
tell
great place
people,
to be.
exactly. I tell people, go to the gym. That's where, if anybody wanted to shoot me, they would know where to get me, I would say. But they gave me calcium to bring up vitamin D, and unfortunately, it did cause kidney stones, and I had to get those stones removed. And that's, when you're on a blood thinner, that's a terrible process.
Right.
So what I realized was this, and I should have realized it when I had my hip operated on. Uh, when the doctor had said to me, "You wanted that scar to really go away?" He said, "Put a sunscreen on." He
Mhm.
said, "Go out in the sun 10, 15 minutes. Let that rays get in there with the vitamin D." And he was right. If I have that much of a scar today from having a hip operated on,
Amazing.
that's it. So
Absolutely amazing.
after that little bit of dilemma with the kidney stones, I said, that's it. No more medicines. I'm one of these people. All right, I have to take medicine because I have a heart condition, but I don't like
Mhm.
to overtake. What
Right.
I've been on for years. My body's adjusted to it.
Mhm.
So now I'll use a sunscreen, maybe 15 minutes out in the sun just to get that vitamin D, and that's it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I've
That's all you
actually,
need. That's it.
right,
That's all you need. As long as you have the sunblock protecting your skin, you're
right,
fine. Yep.
exactly. Now you're in a lot of stores. I mean, you're in what, 50 stores in South Florida, and I understand
We're
the Bahamas
we're
as well too.
Yes. So we're in just under 50 storefronts throughout the US, mainly in South Florida. We do have a couple locations in Park City, Utah, Los Angeles, Alabama, as well as Georgia. And my most exciting venture is that we launched in Baha Mar, Nassau, Bahamas.
Wow.
We also are a sell on our website, which is icecreamsunscreen.com. And we're about to launch on Amazon as well, hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So look out for that for sure. But it is exciting. It's been a process, and it takes a lot of consistency, to say the least. But we're doing it, and
Yeah,
it's exciting.
yeah, you are. And the it's the Bahia Mar. Which one did you say in Nassau?
Baha Mar.
Baha Mar. That's right.
Right.
Yes.
Baha Mar consists of three resorts.
Yeah, the
Um,
Bahia Mar is the one in Miami. The Baha Mar, that you're right. That's the one in
yes,
Nassau. I've been to that
yes,
hotel. Great
yes.
hotel, fabulous spa. It is
Mhm.
absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And if you need a spokesperson in
Beautiful.
the Bahamas, we've got a great gal for you. Our Miss International World Bahamas, which just came to our pageant and won our global title. She is amazing. Now she's a woman of color, has sensitive
Mhm.
skin. She'd be a great, okay, role model, okay, for this, and a
Product
spokesperson.
would work beautifully for her. Mhm.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely going to start schooling her about the product. I know her director would love
Beautiful.
this. In fact,
I'm sure they will.
they're part of the Miss Bahamas Universe pageant. So there's a
Okay.
lot of notoriety there. Okay.
Right.
And I always found when women, and even like Lancome, they used to use Julia Roberts or whatever. But if women
Mhm.
step out and promote products, makes a whole world of difference, because it's like, oh my God, she's using it. I got to try it. She's got it. I've got
Right.
to try it.
Right.
And I,
And the
okay,
main I was gonna just jump in there and say, and the main buyer for most goods for a household or a family is a female, right? So they want to
I,
take advice from another female. It just makes sense.
exactly. Okay. I mean, I'm lucky. My husband's a great guy, so he gets involved in a lot of things. He was a former model, so he's got an eye for beauty. He's got an eye for a lot of things. So I'm lucky. But at the end of the day, I tell Meg, shove off, push aside. I'm buying all the stuff. I'm controlling all of this. And he laughs.
That's how it goes, right?
Oh yeah, he always
Mhm.
says that. He goes, "All right, you handle it. That's just one less thing I have to do."
Right.
So but like I said, I'm lucky. A lot of women don't get that lucky. Okay.
Mhm.
So I can pretty much almost say anything or tell him anything, and he's going to be all right. I know I trust what you're doing. So we kind of have a good
That's
relationship
a
that
good
way.
man right there. Happy
Yeah.
wife, happy life.
Well, it's funny because working with well, they used to be Bahama Paradise Cruise Lines, and they just merged,
Mhm.
and that may be something we could visit as well too. They just merged and became Margaritaville at Sea, which is owned by Jimmy
Nice.
Buffett.
Right.
And it's so funny because the theme on that is wasting away in Margaritaville. And what do you
Mhm.
see on the ship? All you do is see people put suntan lotion on or
Mhm.
sunscreen, sitting out there with that drink, and just like the song says, wasting
Mhm.
away in Margaritaville. So
Right.
there's definitely a lot of synergies there.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah. And I know my
Especially with
husband.
the tropical scent to coincide with that, right? Margarita, tropical. So our tropical scented sunscreen and lip balm would be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. We should do a
Mhm.
whereabouts are you located, Melissa?
I'm based in Boca Raton. All of our
Ah,
products
right
are
next
made
to me.
here in the US. So yeah, I think you're in Delray, Boca. You're pretty
Point
close
D.
as well. Oh,
Point D.
Boynton. So you're
Yeah.
a hop, skip, and jump away.
For a
Yeah.
hop, skip, and a jump. I
Hmm.
have a great idea for you. What we should do, and I will get a hold of my rep maybe right after the holidays, is do a photo shoot on the ship and let them see the
Love it.
products. Have a couple of our girls there. I've
Hmm.
got a great. If you don't have a photographer, I got a great photographer. I mean, he follows us all over, and I think this would be a great promotion. Okay, I
Okay.
will even tell the PR company that works with them, because now we're doing a photo shoot. We've got the girls there. People see the sunscreen. I mean, we could
Mhm.
even do a little video, which would be great.
Mhm.
And you could
Absolutely.
stand right in front of the pool where you've got that big sign that says Margaritaville at Sea.
Hmm.
And I know Adrian will promote that.
100% she would in a
Yeah, she would.
heartbeat.
Yeah, she would do that.
I
She'll put a
love it.
big release on it. She'll probably, and I can, and after we do something like that, go into the buffet and have a little lunch.
Okay.
That's why I'm always doing stuff on the ship because all right, let's get there early, move into the buffet.
Absolutely. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Whatever
a great.
you can, any ideas that you have, I'm all for it.
Oh, that's great because and that is a perfect venue because now people, the ship would get involved. They'll see it. We
Absolutely.
could probably at that point we have somebody that buys products, okay, for the spas and the stores on the ship. But I think if we do something like that, it's going to motivate them more to want to get
Hmm.
involved. You know what?
Hmm.
It's publicity for them as well
Hmm.
as it is to sell your product. So it's a two-way
Absolutely.
street. There's synergies there.
Absolutely.
It's a win-win for everybody. So I will let Adrian know that right after the holidays. We'll definitely set that up.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when are you having the next pageant? I know
Well,
it's here in Miami.
we just finished, and I think I'm finally rested up. We finished up in October. Our
Um,
last pageant was October 15th to the 17th, but now we're getting ready to do 2023, and we take almost a year because let me tell you,
the
get
planning.
get 40, 50 women from around the world dealing with directors, and it is a lot. So we're thinking about maybe this year, not September, not October, but maybe going into August this year. Okay, we
Okay.
went a little late this year. We're normally anywheres from May to August, but we went a little later this year because the ship, when they merged with Margaritaville and they did their inaugural cruise, they still had to get some things together. And I
Right.
felt, you know what? Let them get the bugs out. I can move it out. And by the time and that was a good move because by the time October came around, they had everything done. So, but this year I probably will go in August. But we
Okay.
do a lot of events leading up to it. It's just, we and this is, doing something like that where we're doing a video and pictures. This is actually how we recruit, okay? Because a lot of girls see this and, you know what? I got to get involved with this organization.
Hmm.
They're doing a lot. I mean, last year we had 5 billboards in New York City. 5
Nice.
billboards, okay? Which that's even something we could talk about in the future. We did that for the cruise line. We had a billboard where we had our Miss International World, our logo, and a picture of the ship.
Okay.
And it was on Times
Very good,
Square.
very
When you go to Times Square and you
well.
actually see the news revolving, that's where
I'm
it was.
originally from New York, so I definitely know.
Ah,
That's
you know.
awesome. If
Yeah.
you have a billboard in Times Square, you've made it. You're doing something
Yep.
right.
I've had 5 of them.
That's
Unbelievable. I
amazing.
got one coming up in January again. So I've even had them on the highways in Miami going down
Hmm.
95. So we
Right.
partnered with Supermodels Unlimited magazine, and they're one of our great supporters. So we've worked with them. And as I said, the last billboard we had, which I believe was in September. Well, we had one. We had one, but that wasn't with supermodels. We had one actually in November, December, but we had one in September that was so high up, okay, in Times Square, that I had
Hmm.
people, friends of mine, that were flying over New York. So wait a minute, that's one of
And
Angela's.
yourself.
I said,
That's awesome. I love
I
that.
said, it was so. I mean, it was just well over 200 feet up. It was unbelievable. So these are some of the things that we get involved in. But I
Mhm.
think to help promote your product, I mean, we could do some things in the spa with you, but if we get it on Margaritaville, that's going to be amazing.
I agree.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you have these 2 products, but uh, I'm sure you're like me. I'm sure your wheels are always turning. What do you actually have on the plans for the future?
So eventually we will expand, possibly into new scents. But I think the next actual product launch is going to be an after sun care lotion.
Oh, great.
Because when you're out in the sun all day and with the salt water at the beach, your skin tends to get dry. So I was
Yes.
thinking of doing something that's aloe infused, yet has the scent. So again, it still would be ice cream sunscreen aftercare. Um, and then maybe much further down in the future, possibly a spray. Although for me to do that, our products are not organic, but they are on the health conscious side of things. So when you dabble into the sprays, you have to be very careful of the ingredients within it.
Yes.
I don't want anything that has any type of alcohol. Definitely want to keep it to where it's non-aerosol bottles.
Right.
You just have to find the right manufacturer to see what we can do to keep it more on the health conscientious side of things.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you do. It's very true. When you're doing something like that after sunscreen products, and then you start working with aerosol, you're right about that. You have to be
Right.
very careful. I mean, even people that do the self tanners, you got
Mhm.
to. I used self tanner one time when I was going into a competition, but I
Mhm.
actually used a cream. Okay, but what I would do is when I would apply it, I would use a scrub to make sure I got off my dead skin cells, and then
Mhm.
applied it, and it made it look even. So I didn't have
Right.
to worry about UVB or UVA rays. Okay,
Mhm.
but afterwards, I mean, one side the competition was over. You're gonna laugh. A lot of people laugh at this. Many years ago, and it was actually started by the Jerry Lewis Telethon. It was one of their
Mhm.
fundraisers that they partnered with Anheuser-Busch. They had the greatest legs of New Jersey competition. So I decided to enter. And the first year I entered, I came home in tears. I said, I don't look like any of these women. I don't have a tan and this and that. Well, I took the whole year to work on myself. And when I went back, they didn't recognize me. They didn't even know it was me. Okay. My hair was to here. I was a blonde. I mean, totally did an overhaul. And I went in there. That's when I started using the self tanners, the creams for the
Mhm.
legs. So I got in the top 5 that year. The third year I went back and I won. So that's why that
There
kind
you
of
go.
coincides with why I was using a self tanner on my legs because it was for the greatest legs of New Jersey. Okay. But that's going back when I was in my, let's put it this way, my 20s. Go out and do that now. There's no way.
So 10
But
years ago, got it.
yeah, I wish one leg 10 years ago. I wish. I said, I just had a birthday. I said, that's it. I'm not celebrating. Forget it. But you know what? Age is only a state of mind. It's what you feel up here.
Absolutely,
Ex-
absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh,
But
funny story. I have neighbor friends of mine, and they're the sweetest couple ever. And they decided to go to the beach one day, and they brought my products. The wife, she likes that dark, oily look where you can see it on your skin. So she went ahead and
yes.
used her normal brand, and she ended up getting burnt. And the husband ended up using my product, and he ended up getting a tan. So go
Yeah. See,
figure.
I know like I said, my husband go out in the sun. He may burn for about maybe 20 minutes. And then he's got that olive skin. Okay.
Yes.
He's not as fair as I am, but he's
Mhm.
got very oily skin. So
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. Normally you would think he would burn. He tans. It's just has body chemistry. But now if
Mhm.
he used these products, instead of burning first, he's probably going to get that even tan. Okay.
Tan,
Yeah.
right?
And you know, it's so funny because he works in a dealership. He also worked in New York City. He was in the telecoms industry for over 30 years.
Mhm.
But now he works for Donation. And people go in there and they say to him, oh, well, you're a youngster compared to me. And he always says, well, how old do you think I am? Oh, you're only 40. And he's like hugging him and kissing him. My husband's 71. But if you
Oh,
look at him, he looks 50.
good for
So,
him.
well, you know why that I always found in the
That's how
business.
you should all wanna be.
Exactly. That
Yes.
oily skin never ages. Dry
Mhm.
skin, you start seeing the lines. I got to do all the cover up. Okay. Him,
Absolutely.
I said to him, you don't have a damn wrinkle on your face. He goes, well,
Mm.
I'm getting the turkey neck. I said, forget it. You can cover that up. I said, but you don't have a dark wrinkle on you. I said, you got no wrinkles under your eyes, nothing around your nose. I said, you don't even have dry crust on your face. I said, you
Mhm.
know what? I hate you. He laughs. I got a cousin like that too. My cousin Teresa in Colorado,
Uh-huh.
years old, does not have to wear a stitch of makeup.
Mhm.
Nothing.
She must wear sunblock every day.
She
Smart.
does. She
There you
does.
go.
What?
Yeah.
There you go. That's another
Mhm.
thing. I'm glad you brought that up. She lives
Mhm.
in Colorado. Okay. They only get
Mhm.
warm in the summer. But what a
Mhm.
lot of clients don't know, and I used to tell them this all the
Mhm.
time, I said, don't think because we're in the Northeast that cold is not going to take a toll on your skin. The sun may not be as strong as it is in the summer, but sand, wind, because my husband could tell you about
Well,
sandstorms. He lived in Arizona for a while. I said,
here's the
rain,
thing.
snow, sleet. You still got to use a sunblock because
The
all of
rays
that.
are actually just as strong. You just don't feel
Yes.
it as much because of the cooler weather. So you don't associate that, and you're like, I don't need sunscreen. And that's when the rays are really getting to you
Exactly. And a lot of people
over
think,
time.
and you know what? And I discovered this when I was a kid. A lot of people think they go to the beach because it's overcast. I'm not going to burn today. Guess
Mhm.
what? My worst burn
Yep.
was in the overcast. And a
Hmm.
mistake I made, and I always say, luckily I never got skin cancer because then I learned really fast.
Knock on wood, thank goodness.
When I was in Acapulco, and I'm going back many, many years ago, and it rained. I was there during the monsoon season. We had one day where everybody was out on the pool and the beach. Worst burn in my life. I almost had third-degree burns, okay, on my
Right.
body. That was the last time I ever sat in the sun. That was it. Finished. I said, and from that point on, that's when I got in the cosmetic industry and I
Hmm.
started using sunscreen. And I used it even in the worst of weather because I
Yep.
used to tell people, and they used to laugh at me. I said, go ahead. I said,
Hmm.
go out in the snow, build a snowman when the
Hmm.
sun is out. And that rays is coming right down on because you're reflecting the snow. So
Yep.
now you got the sun and the snow. Don't think you're
Hmm.
not destroying your skin because you are. So I'm glad
Hmm.
you brought that up. Oh my God. I'm
Absolutely.
telling you, I'm in seventh heaven today because I'm finally talking to somebody that understands what I'm talking about. So it has, I'm telling you, Melissa, it has been a pleasure. You've got my
Thank
wheels
you so
turned.
much. Same for you.
I mean,
Thank you for
even,
having me.
oh, anytime. And I will definitely get with Adrian. We're definitely going to set that up with Margaritaville.
Yes, please.
Yep,
I'm all for it.
that's going right on my roster to do. We will get that done. I've got some great gals for you.
Beautiful.
And like I said, I'll maybe we can set it up because my Bahamas girl will be coming in early part of January. So, or we can even do
Okay.
something with her down there, but we will
Okay.
definitely do something on the ship with pictures and a little bit of a video and it'll definitely be great. I know Adrian will join us on that. So,
Okay.
Melissa, it has been absolutely a pleasure. Anytime you want to come back to make our world your runway, you have definitely have an open door. Let's
Thank
stay
you
in
so
touch
much.
because you've got an amazing product. Okay, your research has been absolutely fabulous. You are a
Thank you.
credit to the skincare and cosmetic industry. And from my heart to yours, whatever I can help you with, just feel free to ask.
I appreciate that, Angela. Thank you so much for having me. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
And next week we'll be going live and I will be in touch. So have a great
Great.
weekend, a great day. And again,
Same to you.
welcome to Make Our World Your Runway.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Take care. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was an absolutely fabulous guest. I mean, Melissa with her ice cream sunscreen. Next, when you see this, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And as always, next week we'll have another exciting guest. So we want to thank you for tuning in again to Make Our World Your Runway. And remember to subscribe to the Global Trade Chamber YouTube channel so that you can see this and all our shows. We want to wish you a great day. We know the holidays are coming. Happy holidays, and we will see you again. Thank you so much for tuning in.